Guys, I really don't even know where to begin with this video, but I'm just going to go out and say it. I'm going to say it right now. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know that many of the leaks that we have talked about, the leaks that we have heard, they have pretty much all been confirmed. Star Wars Episode 9, which they're not even calling Episode 9 for some reason, but that's another story, so I digress. The Rise of Skywalker. It's a dumpster fire. It is a complete dumpster fire. For one thing, pretty much Disney themselves have let us know that the leaks are pretty much all true. In the words of Han Solo in The Force Awakens, it's true. All of it. I can't believe that these leaks are so true, because these leaks are so hilariously embarrassing. They're that bad. Now, J.J. Abrams, he's on record that he's not a good closer. But my God, I could have did a better job than this. And I know nothing about the film industry. I do know Star Wars. I'm not saying I'm a Star Wars expert, but I do have more of a creative bone in me to write a movie than this. These leaks, guys, they're absolutely terrible. Completely terrible. And Disney actually dropped the bomb. They released the list of the tracks on the soundtrack. And looking at that list, all I can say is the leaks are confirmed. It is confirmed. One track on the soundtrack listing says it's called Healing Wounds. Now, to the person that really doesn't know the leaks, that doesn't mean anything. None of this will. But we do know now that Rey has the power of Jesus Christ to heal the sick and raise the dead. She does. Apparently, in the leaks, she's going to actually, I can't remember exactly. It's either she injures Kylo Ren a lot and she's able to heal him. And also, when she's fighting Palpatine, she's going to kill Palpatine by herself, which is completely ridiculous. But now the new leak is that she actually dies herself in the process. Now, Kylo Ren, before that, he was knocked down the shaft, but he comes back. And now he's going to use the Force healing power to bring her back to life. So I guess that's not really Force healing power. He's going to bring her back to dead. And then we're going to have a full Reylo moment. He's going to kiss her. She comes back to life and he dies. But not only that, guys, why are they even calling this movie the conclusion of the Skywalker saga? Why is all three of these movies in Disney's sequel trilogy, why are they associated with the Skywalkers? Because they haven't even really featured the Skywalkers. It's confirmed. Rey is a Palpatine. She's a Palpatine, man. She has no relation to Skywalker at all. None. And she's the star of this movie. I'm just so depressed. This is so disappointing, man. I grew up on Star Wars. Star Wars meant everything to me when I was a little boy. And for Star Wars to go out like this is actually going to be worse than The Last Jedi. It's going to be worse than Game of Thrones Season 8. Anything that has been really bad the way it ended, I don't think they're going to be able to hold a candle to Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. I don't. And we also get more context on Rey as far as how she actually gets the Skywalker name, because on the soundtrack, the last track is called A New Home. We're going back to Tatooine, boys and girls. Rey actually goes there with Leia and Luke's lightsaber. Now, how did Leia get a lightsaber? We really don't know. But apparently she did train in the ways of the Force with Luke. We never saw it because God forbid if Disney would actually show us Luke doing Jedi stuff instead of quitting. But that's another story, so I digress. She goes back to Tatooine, to the Lars homestead. How does she actually know where Lars homestead is? I have no idea. But she goes there to bury Luke and Leia's lightsaber. And then somebody just passes by and asks her, what's your name? Now, me, when I see somebody on the street, I don't walk up to him and say, what's your name? I don't. I may say hi or something like that, but I'm not going to say, what's your name? But anyway, she says, my name is Rey. And then the person asks her, Rey what? Really getting kind of personal. And then she sees the Force ghosts of Luke and Leia. And she feels like that's the adopted parents she should have had. That's the parents she should have had. And she says, Rey Skywalker. It's terrible, guys. It's terrible. Now, Jedi Patsis also has some leaks on Reddit. And he's been putting out a lot of stuff that's actually true. He even asked the question, is Anakin in the movie? Get this, guys. He was not at all that I noticed. The Skywalker saga ending and Anakin is nowhere in sight. J.J. Abrams, what are you thinking, man? Kathleen Kennedy, what are you thinking? Now, there was another rumor out there saying that J.J. actually filmed more stuff that would appeal to hardcore fans. But Kathleen Kennedy went to Bob Iger and said, we need to make this appeal to a general audience. So to them, they're thinking strictly dollar bills. Not Star Wars fans, not the Star Wars source material. None of that matters to them. They want to appeal to what they call a larger audience. However, they don't know they're going to just alienate the audience. And the word is Bob Iger okayed them to change up stuff to where Luke gets less screen time, Palpatine gets less screen time, and Rey is going to be featured even more. The word is it was Kathleen Kennedy's idea to make Rey the Skywalker in this way. So does J.J. Abrams really have control over this movie? I really don't have any idea. If he does, he's a moron. This sounds like something that Kathleen Kennedy really would do. It's over. Star Wars is dead in the movie theater. I don't know how Lucasfilm is going to be able to recover from this debacle. This will completely destroy everything about George Lucas' Star Wars. There's no Luke really in this movie, probably about 5 minutes. No Leia, nothing. And I actually went to DisneyAwards.com to look at, I was actually looking for the soundtrack, but I found that they have a list of actors and actresses they want to submit for awards consideration in this movie. They pretty much are throwing everybody out there, even Lupita Nyong'o as Maz Kanata, which we really haven't heard much of anything about her in this movie. There's no sign of Luke getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination. None. So Luke, once again, is not respected by Disney and Lucasfilm at all. They never wanted him around. They have everybody else getting consideration for nominations for awards, but not Mark Hamill as Luke. That should tell you guys right there. Luke is not getting respected in this movie. He's not going to get Retcon from The Last Jedi. It's still Jake Skywalker, guys. It is. J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, they just rolled with it. There's so much more I can really go into, but man, this would be like a 3-hour video. Can we just get this movie over with? Next Thursday, just get here. I'll sit through that dumpster fire and I'll give you my review. This will probably be one of the most disappointing movies of my lifetime. This movie has nothing to do with the Skywalkers at all. Nothing. Nothing at all. All the Skywalkers, they're gone. All of them. Rey is going to be your new Skywalker because that's what Kathleen Kennedy wants. This is not what the fans want. But I guess I should expect this. I got to tell you guys, this movie is going to make Star Wars The Last Jedi look like The Godfather Part 2. I really think this movie is going to be this bad now. I never thought that this movie was going to be good per se, but I never thought it would actually be horribly, just all-time horrible like The Last Jedi. I guess I was wrong. I guess I was really wrong. I saw all of the listings for the pieces on the soundtrack, and it's all true. Jedi Patsis has given us a lot of stuff to look forward to in this movie, and I probably believe about 80%, if not 90% of these leaks. It's that bad. It's that bad. I guess the only good thing about this movie is really that John Williams is scoring this movie. I expect the soundtrack to be very good because John Williams is the greatest of all time. There's not a question. There's not a debate about it. His Star Wars scores are amazing. Now, with that being said, how are they going to tie all 9 movies into one? I don't really think it's about tying all 9 movies into one. I really don't. Based on all of the leaks we've heard and looking at the soundtrack, this has nothing to do with the prequels. This is all about destroying the original trilogy. That's it. We get no explanation whatsoever how Palpatine is actually coming back. The leak said it's just pretty much ambiguous on how he comes back because J.J. Abrams doesn't answer that question. Not at all. Where's Anakin? We don't know. There is a scene where some Force ghosts, talking Rey's head or whatever, but we don't actually get to see the Force ghosts. And apparently it's Mace Windu, I think Yoda, Luke, Leia, no Anakin. That's my biggest problem with this movie. Anakin is playing no role at all in this movie based on the leaks. None. And he's supposed to be the chosen one. But guess what, guys? Kathleen Kennedy said, hold up. Anakin is not the chosen one anymore. George Lucas lied to you guys. Rey was always intended to be the chosen one because she is the one that will destroy the Sith. Completely disrespectful. Kathleen Kennedy lying once again to George Lucas, saying she'll respect everything that he created. That's a complete and utter lie. Guys, we have 8 days. 8 days before this movie comes out. I'm only seeing this movie for you guys because I know how bad it's going to be. It's going to be all-time bad. Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired. Bob Iger, if you can fire yourself for approving this garbage, you need to. J.J. Abrams, he's either a complete moron or a complete yes man. Either way it goes, he wrote, he directed this movie, and he's on record saying he is not a closer. So if he's not a closer, why in the hell, Kathleen Kennedy, did you bring him back? Oh, that's because you fired Colin Trevorrow. You were fresh out of options because Colin Trevorrow wanted Luke alive. You wanted him dead. But that's just my thoughts on this, guys. What do you think of this? Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. All the leaks are true. It's confirmed. We'll have to see how it goes. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me, and we will catch you on the next video. John Matrixx, out.